Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Multrap. I am here once again with Cholera and Rise, doing a triple commentary on, of course, FireBatHero versus Tempest. Rise is the original FireBatHero fan, so we kind of feel obligated to do casts with him on FireBatHero games. So here you see Tempest grinning a little bit at what FireBatHero is saying. They're talking a little bit in the chat beforehand. By the way, random side note, I just considered, in case anyone wonders why I always start off these commentaries, it's because I'm the one doing the recording, so I'm the one that hits play, and so that's why I've been starting off. Anyway, here we're getting started into this sweet little intro sequence they have for the MSL this season. I'm really excited about this game. FireBatHero has been showing everyone what he is made of lately. He's been saying, look out people, I can face Protoss as well as Terran and Zerg, and not a lot of people expected to have him, but he is on fire right now.
Yeah, he is, and I have a feeling that he'll continue to be, for that matter. He does a great job against Protoss these days, and as we've seen in the last round, and in this round, and even in some of his Pro League games, FireBatHero has just been ripping it up. He just beat the Rock in Pro League games, and he's a Protoss player. It was on, I think, Destination maybe, and the Rock was actually it was actually beating him at first. It looked like he had him on the ropes, but FireBatHero just after about 20 minutes kept persisting and just beat the Rock. And not that the Rock is anyone that good, but the fact of the matter is FireBatHero was behind, and he managed to come back. So my point is that I think that he's going to do great and continue to do great against Protoss, and I think we're going to see that again in this match as they face off on Athena 2.
Yeah, I think Athena 2 is going to favor FireBatHero a little bit here. Athena 1 was certainly favorable to Terran. There's only a few changes, slightly wider ramps in Athena 2. But I think the fact that there are those little sort of plateaued islands in the middle of the map is definitely going to help FireBatHero. He can gain some easy position on those and with his siege tanks and be able to do a lot of damage. So we're going to have to see Tempest fight an uphill battle here. I mean, FireBatHero has really slayed his last demon. If he can win this game and make it out of this group and go into the round of 8, he slayed his last demon. His Protoss play has always troubled him, and his Terran versus Terran play is great. He's used often as a sort of a sniper for Terran versus Terran games. Terran versus Zerg, he's got his credentials. He's beat Savior into the ground so many times in Terran versus Zerg and actually done a good job at it. Terran versus Protoss is his great weakness, and if he can pull this off, I think he'll do really well. By the way, for those of you who are new and don't know FireBatHero is the Terran at the 2 o'clock position, of course, and Tempest is the Protoss. He plays for KTF. He's a new player in red at the 6 o'clock location.
Yeah, Tempest is a pretty good up-and-coming Protoss player as well, but FireBatHero, I have to say, almost kind of reminds me of Jaedong. Before Jaedong was the big thing, everyone said, wow, he's great at Terran, he's great at Zerg, but he can't really face Protoss. And then, he just busted out and said, hey, look, guys, I have a versus Protoss game also. And it's that point where he started dominating. So some people are speculating, hey, maybe FireBatHero is going to come out and start dominating too, now that he's got a Protoss game as well. Some people are thinking this might even be his MSL. He's got a tough road ahead of him yet, but nonetheless. Anyway, so FireBatHero, just looking very, very good against Protoss these days. And I mean, seriously, already off to a good start. Did you see that split? Okay, after you watch this game, go back. It should be about the 2-minute mark on this video. Look at that split. It was the most beautiful split I've ever seen in my life. Hello?
Yeah, I think we lost you for a second, but you're back. So anyway, I'll continue off from your split comments.
Okay.
He did have a nice split, but I'm not gonna go talk about his splits too much. That's his own business. I think we're going to see some standard play though from him. He's going to do what he's done in the past, which has been not a fast expansion build. It's kind of been put the pressure on the other player build, making sure that he gets some units out nice and early. He's probably going to just do another 2-fac build, get some vultures out, and do some harassment, which I think is what he needs to do. Tempest, again, I mean, he's not a bad player, but really he's just up from the minor leagues not too long ago. I think he came out in, I don't know, maybe August or something like that. So he's just I think he's going to have a tough time beating FireBatHero. And FireBatHero now taking out the Scout nice and early, so we're going to see a little bit of a Zealot harass, but that Zealot's not going to be able to do too much. There's already 3 Marines out, and the 3 Marines generally with the most basic of micro can handle a Zealot very easily, and there's a 4th Marine out now as well. And FireBatHero not even really microing all that much, but taking out that Zealot without much trouble. I mean, that kind of seemed like a waste of a Zealot for Tempest, and you can almost see it on Tempest's face right now. He's got a Dragoon now as well to try to continue the harass, but losing that Zealot already, it's not going to be that effective of a harassment for him. And FireBatHero now, he's going to have some tanks out very shortly as he's got that machine shop attached and producing his first unit. So that, well, it looks like he's not going to really do much with that Dragoon after all. Tempest, on the other hand, I'm not quite sure what his build is. I haven't seen any further tech. Well, there's a robotics facility, so we can expect some Reavers at this point.
So an interesting build from Tempest. Not really fast Reavers because he got those 2 Dragoons and he's getting range way before he put down the robotics facility. He might actually decide to go for a fast expand of his own, actually. He might be going for fast obs. We could see that happening also. I like how FireBatHero put that little barracks up. Looks like oh, nope. Tempest is not going to get anywhere here with these Dragoons. I like how he put it at that location. I thought for a sec he was going to keep it there, and that would make it difficult for the Dragoons to be able to fire up at the Marines because they have to walk around the barracks. And it would just make it a little more difficult for the enemy to get into his base. But it looks like he's actually floated the barracks back into his base. FireBatHero going for the true FD here, and the fake double, of course. He's actually going for his expansion off of the 5 Marines and 1 tank. And meanwhile, he's getting a scout into Tempest's base. This is careless by Tempest. You know, I guess he just had that scout SCV around, and Tempest just didn't catch it, but now he's going to get a good eyeful of everything Tempest is doing, and Tempest is going for that Nexus. We'll see if he decides to go for fast obs or if he goes for the fast drop. It looks like he is going for the fast obs. So a very safe build here from Tempest, but he's not going to gain an early advantage either way. It's interesting to see FireBatHero's not going to try to face stomp his opponent like he did last time, where he just went too fact and rolled over him. I guess he's going to aim for a longer game and try to show off some of his mid to late game turn skills.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a little bit interesting. FireBatHero putting down an armory right now. So very, very early armory going on. Could be trying to get Goliaths out in anticipation of a little bit poor timing with his SCV transfer. But oh well. Anyway, I was thinking he was probably going to try and get a Goliath out in preparation for the inevitable Reaver harassment. And he just saw the observatory go down, so he knows he has a little bit of time to get that Goliath out as well. That was a very nice job sneaking that SCV in there to get an eyeful of the tech, as you mentioned. So I really think that Tempest, if he goes for the Reavers, he's going to have a hard time actually doing much with them because FireBatHero is going to have Goliaths out. Also very reminiscent of the quote-unquote flash build, getting early +1 weapons. Yep. Very good if the Protoss decides to go for carriers or something like that. You have your Goliaths out already. You have your weapons upgrade early on. So, this would be a decent map, I think. Not the best of maps, but a decent map to go carriers on. So that's a good precaution as well, I think. But let's see, Observer going in here and seeing the armory. So I don't even know if Tempest is going to try and get Reavers at this point, because at this point he knows that FireBatHero is going to be prepared for it.
Yeah, and FireBatHero now getting an academy too, so he'll be ready to start scanning around, and I imagine he's actually going to use it to try to pick off observers. I could see him doing something like that. Tempest, in the meantime, has started getting his second expansion up. He is getting the robotic support bay at this point, and FireBatHero has just scouted that expansion, actually, so he's going to know that Tempest is trying to keep up economically with him, and Tempest obviously knows about the expansion of FireBatHeroes, and Protoss try to be, one expansion ahead to stay economically even, or maybe a little bit of an edge. So I'm wondering if FireBatHero is going to try to make this a big macro game, expanding all over the place, as well as Tempest for that matter, or if he's just going to decide that maybe, hey, this is the time to push in, considering the fact that Tempest potentially overextended himself a little bit there. He started getting that second expansion up right before that first expansion even completed. FireBatHero mining up the base a little bit, the map a little bit. It's more of a scout than anything else, and maybe randomly catch a couple of Dragoons without an observer or something like that. But for the most part, they're just going to do some early scouting information for him. And Shuttle coming out. The Reaver is ready for Tempest. So we'll see if Tempest is able to do anything at this point. And you guys might be right. He may have... Oh, and FireBatHero catching a couple of probes in transfer too. We'll have to see, though, if FireBatHero does, in fact, get Goliaths to take care of those... that Shuttle and Reaver harassment that's sure to come very shortly.
Yeah, I think FireBatHero is probably taking a page from Flash's book, getting that early armory. And you're right, Moltrep. I think this map is decent for carriers, and in fact, he's getting the double armory, and he's also getting a Wraith. That is actually really smart. He's using the Wraith to try to deter the Reaver drop instead of trying to get Goliaths. I think we could see a possible tech to carriers though from Tempest. Doesn't seem like he started at all on his Citadel tech, so we could be seeing a Reaver harass into carriers. He's going to have the 3 gas, and it's going to be relatively quick if he decides to go for it. He does only have 4 gateways, but he only has 4 gateways, so that does also lean towards me thinking he's going to go carriers. But he's going to have to get a good harass off no matter what he goes for, and it's going to be very, very hard. I think it's going to be nearly impossible for him to get any kind of harass off. Still, he has to try, and he has to also not lose that shuttle, because that would probably get FireBatHero out of his base. That will probably cause him to move out if he does lose this shuttle. So it's going to come down to a little bit of micro here. Looks like FireBatHero pushing out with a couple of tanks. He's going to see that Reaver. That Reaver is not going to do anything against those 5 tanks. It's going to pick off maybe just, 1 SCV there, and it's just going to have to hang out in front of FireBatHero's base. In fact, FireBatHero probably is going to have a Wraith out pretty soon, and I think that's going to probably take care of that shuttle. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen it yet. Observer out there also, FireBatHero laying mines underneath that Reaver. That is one ineffective Reaver. That's not a Stork Reaver there. That's a Tempest Reaver. It's not going to do any harassment.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I really am. I don't know where that Wraith is. You're right. It should have been out long ago to take care of that shuttle, which would have been a very pimp move by FireBatHero. Nothing seemed to... Oh, I guess... that's weird. He's got a dropship out. Maybe he wasn't producing a Wraith after all. Maybe he canceled it or something. I don't know. But I'm really actually kind of surprised that Tempest decided to go for this Reaver harass. I mean, he must have known it was coming out late. He must have known that FireBatHero was going to be basically prepared for it. And look, he's even trying to go in, just nice turret bit placement. I guess if FireBatHero had not placed his turrets very well, Tempest still could have gotten in some harassment. But I think, a smarter player like Cal, for instance, would have switched tech at that point and had a little bit of an advantage, because now that Reaver, he spent a lot of money on it. It's going to come in handy in a frontal battle, but not nearly as handy as something else, I think. So that'll be interesting. And actually, wow, FireBatHero coming in with a dropship around the left side. For a second, it looked like Tempest was going to be able to block it, but FireBatHero's gone way around the side of it, and Tempest is blocked out of his own base by his pylons. FireBatHero is going to come in with some kind of a drop here in just a moment. I think he's going to lose all those probes or that base, because I don't think Tempest is going to be able to deal with that. His Reaver is way across the map in his shuttle somewhere else, so it'll be really difficult for him to clean this up.
Yeah, and there he goes right now. He's got a tank and I would imagine a couple of vultures in there, but no, maybe it's just a tank, and it's enough to send the probes flying. Looks like he's got something else ahead. Wow, it's a nice harassment. A Marine actually in there, and kind of a little bit of a silly drop. I'm not quite sure why he had a Marine there, but he's got to have something else. He's got to have more in there, and he's just got Tempest chasing him all the way around. But Tempest has made a bunch of zealots, so he is actually able to take care of that tank. But FireBatHero doing enough to at least harass that pretty well and get the mining away from it for a bit. Tempest, by the way, is working on his 3rd expansion, so he is going to get a little bit of an economic advantage here if FireBatHero, who just apparently has made his 3rd command center. So it looks like they'll be keeping pretty even. And it looks like double armory mostly for upgrades at this point, because I still have yet to see any Goliaths. I guess he's just going for heavy upgrades. He does have the science facility as well, so it must be, going for quick 2-2, 3-3, which I think is a good idea at this point. And, throwing a couple of vultures and a tank down back into the main base of... and Tempest almost losing that shuttle. He does lose his shuttle! Turret! Oh, man! Tempest did not see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. I don't know if FireBatHero saw that one coming. And FireBatHero is just picking up his drop again and continuing the harass. This is great play.
Yeah, it really is. It's hilarious. FireBatHero just dropping up and down. I think this tank and vultures could still be alive. Yeah, there's that tank popping in, popping out, taking one shot and running. I just love FireBatHero. It's got a sense of humor, even when he hasn't even won yet. Dropping that one Marine behind there, that is definitely a little. That's definitely a joke. You know, you don't drop a Marine back there for no reason. Oh, FireBatHero with a mine there too.
Oh!
Looks like he's gonna pick off that one Zealot's gonna get the tank. I think though. Yeah, but once again he's disrupting mining though, and that's crucial. Tempest just not doing a great job, and I love how FireBatHero built those two ninja turrets. Really, you know, as the shuttle was approaching, he built them one in front, one behind, and we are seeing Arbiter tech here. So, you know, with a lot of gateways, of course, he's going to go for the Arbiters instead of going for carriers. But I'm a little surprised that Tempest hasn't built a couple of cannons. Maybe he just hasn't had the time to, or the energy to, you know, the APM to put up a couple cannons at that expansion. That would certainly stop these little dropship harassers from being so successful. I like FireBatHero going for the dropships. He's done it in all the games I think I've seen so far against, you know, the ones that lasted long. He did it certainly against Bisu, and I believe he did it against Much also. Yeah, I think he did it against Much. So I like this this harassment style from FireBatHero. Tempest is going to have to pull off some good storms. He's still, you know, very much even. This game's still very much even, though. I'm not going to give the lead to anybody at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Storms are the great equalizer, and loading up four Templar in that shuttle could be for some kind of a Templar Psy Storm drop, or it also could be to protect them, because a lot of times if you just send in your Templar on the ground by themselves, they get picked off by tanks before they can storm. But all he would need is a few good storms, you know, just to be possessed by the spirit of Jangbi for a moment and cast several storms, and you know, that is exactly the kind of thing that can completely turn the tide of a major battle in favor of the Protoss. And look at, I mean, FireBatHero has his tanks clumped up pretty well too, so each storm could easily hit 2 or 3 tanks at a time. And that's just the kind of thing that can turn not only the battle, but then, by consequence, the game in favor of the Protoss. But actually, FireBatHero coming in with a double drop here, and he's going to comsat to see what's there. Cannon's warping in this south base, but he's going to go anyways, because the cannons are not completely in yet, and besides, he can camp between the bases. Wow, the tank's going down between the bases, able to hit cannons that cannot hit them, and a lot more harassment going down here. Very nicely done by FireBatHero. It doesn't look like he's going to attain a lot of damage, but it's still just throwing Tempest off guard, drawing Tempest's army away from the front as well, while he sets up more of a containment.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why Tempest brought his entire army to stop the 2 tanks and 4 vultures, but FireBatHero definitely making his point, I guess. And now we're going to see actually a little bit of a battle going into the for Tempest, and defense matrix going down on the tank. And I mean, FireBatHero's already got out the science vessel way before any arbiters even make it to the field. That's gonna hurt. So no Jangbi storms for Tempest, man. This is not looking good.
If his first Reaver was no Stork Reaver, his shuttle with Templar and it was no Jangbi shuttle with Templar in it, that was a total failure there. Bad game sense by Tempest, really, running into a well-sieged, well-positioned Terran army, and I think he's just about to seal. I think he's just about to lose his game now. His army's probably lost at least a third of its strength. Templar are all down. He's losing an expansion on that island in the middle, and his arbiters are just coming out, and they really have not come into play at all. So taking it from, you know, FireBatHero just with one good push there, and Tempest with a couple bad mistakes really has taken it from an break-even situation to one where FireBatHero is now hugely in the lead. He's going to be able to shell this expansion on the left side. So Tempest still at 4 bases, but if he loses this one, I think it's going to be absolutely devastating. Looks like he's actually going to go for a small counterattack, but there's a huge minefield there, and that's going to block a lot of things. So FireBatHero with great positioning here. I mean, I just got to say, Tempest just looked really inexperienced there, going for that frontal attack, and then getting everything sniped off, and just, you know, now he's going for a sort of counter, but it's just too slow and too late, I think.
Yeah, FireBatHero played that very well. He saw that Tempest brought his whole army back for that drop, and that's when he decided to move out. He's like, oh, well, his whole army's on the other side of the map. I'll go in and take out an expansion then. And then it pretty much sealed the deal when Tempest essentially threw his army away against FireBatHero. And more specifically, he actually didn't lose a lot of troops, but he lost you know, all of his Templar. And now
Oh!
his last chance Arbiter getting
EMP.
EMP'd. And now he's going to run through this minefield, and there's a lot of mines there.
Yeah.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
man.
Oh my god.
That is
Yeah,
rough,
FireBatHero
man.
has too much
I
of a
don't think Tempest
secondary.
can do this.
Yeah, he's even if he manages to break through this, he's going to lose way too much. And FireBatHero is moving on his natural now. And that's going to be GG in just a second. Wow. Nicely done.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I mean, and those Dragoons just melting in front of the tanks. They can't. Oh, GG, yo. Tempest puts in the GG, and FireBatHero wins the match, which, by the way, means that he's moving on to the round of 8, does it not?
Yes, it does.
Indeed.
And it also means we're going to see a ceremony here very soon, I believe.
Oh, he's asking for the audience.
What's he gonna do?
What's he doing?
What's he gonna do?
I think he's gonna do the chicken dance.
Waiting... Oh wait, here he goes.
Oh, no pelvic thrust this time.
This is just,
oh no, I think he's doing yata, man.
Oh, he is.
He's doing yata, that's right.
Wow,
Sort
so
of.
FireBatHero is going to dance his way into the quarterfinals. He's going to be facing the winner of Bisu versus
What is
Swashin.
this?
So
Oh,
another
man.
possible Protoss matchup, or if it is Swashin, he'll be good against that as well. Wow. I
Look
hope
at
you
how
guys
happy
enjoyed
the
that.
crowd is. Come on.
Yeah. Except for that guy.
Wow.
All right, GG. Thanks for
GG.
listening.